Hello students. So today I'm going to start the chapter energy from class 8 of physics. Okay. So here when we talk about energy, obviously what we think that whatever food we have eaten, okay, from there we'll get the fuel in our body by the help of the foods which we eat. Okay. So now let's start we have to talk about first the work. We have to know what is work actually. Then we can study about the energy. Now let's see in here in front of you the slide. See, before we have to study energy, we should know what is work now. Now example here one photograph is given here of a boy who is working in his laptop for many hours. Okay. Now just take you as an example of your father or your brother or you yourself. You are working on your laptop and you are working for hours and you're very tired. Okay. Then you will say your mother that I am very much tired of doing all this work whole day in my laptop. My eyes were paining, blah blah blah. So then what will happen? Your mother will say that this is not work actually what you are doing. You'll be anger, no? You'll be in anger. I am doing work whole day in my table, on my laptop, I am studying, but still my mother is saying that I have not done any work. How is it possible? Then, but the science will always say this is not work, because in work what will happen? A force acts on an object and the object will be displaced from its position. While you are doing work, nothing is being that object, means your books or anything, is not being displaced from its position. Your laptop is with you, in front of you. It is not being displaced, just you're working on it. So that is not a work in example of a science. But when we do something like we are pushing a table, we are pushing a book, okay, to change its position, then that is doing work. Okay. Now let's see some examples here. Two figures are in front of you. One is what? The boy is pushing a table with his whole force, and another boy is pushing a wall with his hands. So now can you say me which of the boy, which one is doing work actually in accordance with science? Okay, according to science or according to physics, which person is doing the work? That is the main thing. We need to know that. Which one is doing the work? The one who is pushing the table and the table is moved from one place to another, and the one who is pushing the wall. So who is doing the work? We have to know that, isn't it? Okay, can you say me? Obviously the pushing a table, isn't it? Because pushing a table means you're acting force on the table and the table will move from one position to another, but not the wall. The wall you can't move. With whatever force, you can't move the wall. You can't push the wall to another place, isn't it? Okay, so let's read about what? We'll read about the work done. The work done by force is what? Work done by force is equivalent to the product of the force and displacement of the object in the direction of the force. Okay? Which direction it has gone and how much force you have done to displace that object from its position, that is the work done. Okay? So here work is a scalar quantity. So work is equal to force into displacement. So force is what actually? Force is mass into gravitational acceleration, which is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, G, that is G, denoted by G. So we can get that is force is Newton, we get in Newton, and the displacement we get in meter. So work done is what? 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. So if it is said to you, what do you mean by 1 joule? What you can write? You have to write it when a force of 1 Newton, okay? When a force of 1 Newton causes a displacement of 1 meter, then the work is said to be 1 joule. That is the answer. I am repeating again. What do you mean by 1 joule? When a force of 1 Newton causes a displacement of 1 meter, the work done is said to be 1 joule. That is the definition of 1 joule. Okay, then you can write 1 joule equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. Okay, so next we will study about the energy. Now let's see. Energy is what? The ability to do the work. Whatever work you will do, so that one, you should have that potential. You should have that energy in your body to do that work. Okay, that is the energy, that is ability to do work. And here also SI unit is joule, same. Okay, like you remember, we need energy to cook our food, isn't it? These are some examples, common examples. We need energy to cook our food, or we have to go to school. We have to do our homework. We have to do various activities in our life. So here any object can do equivalent to the energy it possesses. So energy and work are always same, and hence their units are also same. Okay. Now as energy exists in many other forms, here you have got the kinetic and potential energy. Okay. So kinetic energy, actually what is it? The energy associated with motion, that is the kinetic energy, and the energy associated with position of a non-moving object, that is the potential energy. Now see the two diagram. First, the footballer is being ready to kick the ball. So before the ball is being kicked, the footballer is ready with some energy to kick it, isn't it? So that is the potential energy. How much potential you have to move the non-moving object, okay? And kinetic energy is what? With what motion you have given, with how much speed you have applied to that mass, means that mass of an object, that football, that is the kinetic energy, okay? Before whatever the work is done, that is potential, and after the work is done, how much, at what speed or the mass the object is displaced, okay, that is the kinetic energy. Now we'll study one by one what is kinetic and what is potential. Let's see kinetic energy. See, motion which are vertical, horizontal or translational. So their motions will be in vertical position, horizontal position or translational position. So here what will happen? The amount of translational energy that an object will possess will be on two features. What are they? One, the mass, and second is the velocity of the object. Okay. So kinetic energy, what it will be? You can say that half into mass into velocity square, v square. V is the velocity, so velocity square. Now kinetic energy has only magnitude but no direction. You can't say in which direction the car is moving or in which direction the water is flowing. Okay, these are continuous motion, so they have the kinetic energy. All the motions are, means all the objects are in motion. That is the kinetic energy. But you can't say in which direction. Particular car, you can't say it is going in that direction. After the turning, it will take the another direction to its another position, north or south position. Okay. So this is a scalar quantity. Kinetic energy is always a scalar quantity. It will have only magnitude but no direction at all. And here kinetic and SI unit of kinetic energy is joule. Okay. So there are two examples in front of you. Next we'll study the potential energy. So what is potential energy? Let's see now. Here are three main types. One is gravitational potential energy, another is elastic potential energy, and the third one is electric potential energy. But here we will study about, in your course it is given about only gravitational potential energy. So what is it? The energy which is stored in an object because of its vertical position of a height. So obviously one height will be there. Okay, the object you are applying the force, you will apply the force, still it is not in motion, but you are applying the force in a vertical position. Then one gravitational pull will be there, and on height of the object will be there from the ground. Okay, that is the potential energy. So potential energy of gravitation is equal to mass into gravitational acceleration into height, and weight, we know weight is equal to m into g. So gravitational potential energy, how we can take out m into g into h, means mass of the object, then gravitational, how much gravitational pull is needed, and next is the height. Okay, so here you always see, as from this equation we will know that gravitational potential energy is always directly proportional to the height above the ground. Okay, the height above the ground, and that is the height will be of zero height, and if the height is double, then the gravitational potential will be, energy will be also doubled here. It is always directly proportional. Okay, so today till here, next part of this chapter we are going to study about the energy of transformation in common daily life situations. Okay, so this one we will get slowly on the next part of this chapter. So till then, take care all of you. Thank you.